In the vast expanses of northern Nigeria, once distant visions of connectivity are now becoming a concrete reality, marking the dawn of unprecedented development not only within the region but across the entire nation. Under the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the federal government, through the Federal Ministry of Transportation, is delivering on its promise to modernize rail infrastructure and unlock Africa's potential.
Administration is expanding transport infrastructure across the country, covering rail, road, airports, seaports. Rail and water transport grew by over 40% and 27% respectively.
At the heart of this transformation stands the Kano-Maradi Standard Gauge Railway project, which spans 400 kilometers of modern single-track line, linking Kano to Maradi in Niger Republic, passes through thriving communities in Dawano, Kazauri, Daura, Katsina, and Jibia, with an additional 109 kilometers branch line from Kano to Dutsen, the capital of Jigawa State. A critical infrastructure project designed by the federal government to connect major cities in northern Nigeria to the Niger Republic, thereby reducing transportation pressure on the road infrastructure, boost agriculture, enhance regional trade between Nigeria and Niger, strengthen economic ties between the two countries, as well as facilitate the movement of goods and passengers across the West African Sahel region. Though Nigeria's ambitious national railway modernization projects were awarded in the previous administration, with groundbreaking and work commencing in the year 2021 for the Kaduna-Kano line and preparatory phases advancing for Kano-Maradi line when President Bola Ahmed Tinubu took over office in May 2023. The Kano-Maradi project stood at a mere 5% completion.
That upon the takeover of the present administration, the Kano-Maradi rail project was 5% completed.
And the Kaduna-Kano line at just 15%, making the critical northern corridors at risk of stalling. But President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, understanding rail's critical importance, placed it under his 8 presidential priority areas, specifically earmarked under Presidential Priority 4, enhance infrastructure and transportation as enablers of growth. Critical to his vision of repositioning and re-engineering the nation's economy.
Mr. President, in his wisdom, embarked on aggressive development on transport infrastructures generally. The whole nation is almost a construction site.
While data on paper may sometimes appear non-realistic, the facts on ground tells a far more compelling story, a story of skill, precision, and immense human effort.
Went round to check the yards where these people are using as a base to work. I inspected the yards, found out about the quality assurance, the applicable ones, and the laboratories they install to ensure quality of work done. Number two, I also checked the factory, like the components of this rail construction are quite enormous. For instance, sleepers for Kaduna, Kano axis, from Kaduna to Zaria, Zaria to Kano. This volume of sleepers delivered there is about 420,000 sleepers. Each slipper is about 2.5 meter long and by 0.3 meter thick and about 0.3 meter wide. Can you now imagine 420,000 of that, and they are reinforced concrete, and they must be pre-stressed so that the strength is retained. If the entire thing will behave like a monolithic structure, pre-stressed again, and you use rapid hardening cement to cast these things. When you are doing the casting, you also put the iron bars under stress, and you gradually release this stress as it cures. Now, this you can't do manually. So I went and inspected these factories and the processes for the construction. I'm glad to inform you that the one for Kaduna, Zaria, Kano has been completed. They have finished the 420,000 number sleepers. Do you know that iron rods required for the beams? Because in between, you have about a few sizable number of flyovers, because existing roads are there and they must construct flyover. And flyover for train is not as cheap and as easy as the flyover for roads. You know, a car can just come in out. But when you are constructing a flyover for train, because of the length, it behaves like a snake. So the arc must be wide enough, so it must be a gentle one that will almost look like a straight line. Okay? And the volume of artwork required is enormous. And the laterite you now need for this, because of the net weight of this, must be compacted to almost a rocky state. Sorry, I'm using your own language because the idea is to say 100% achieve. So the compressibility must be tested, the particle size distribution must be tested, sieve analysis must be done, the compaction analysis must be done, CBR must be done at each stage. And these materials must be identified from a borrowed pit and hauled into this, and you must compact them again under regulated moisture content to make sure that it behaves like a monolithic structure, and it must operate in not more than 200 MMT. 200 mm is just about 4 inches. So you take 12 tons ruler over it to ensure the compaction is strengthened all through the entire length. So all this we inspected to be sure. All the iron rods required were purchased and mobilized. Again, all the rails required were purchased and mobilized to the yard, and they are being positioned carefully. The processes of positioning is another kettle of fish. They have to be welded, meaning you heat this, you heat this, it becomes liquid. At that liquid state, you allow them to blend, and you maintain them at that, after which you now do what we call filing. So you now file around. At the end of the day, you end up having a continuous rod. This is what happens on all through the entire length from Kaduna to Kano. Kano Maradi has branches from Kano to Daura, Daura to Katsina, Katsina to Jibia. The yard is in Kasauri, and we have another yard in Katsina. All the rail tracks required have been acquired and stockpiled, and the sleepers are being manufactured. In this axis, they need 820,000 sleepers. The flyover beams, the columns, all you do at the flyover bridges is just the foundation. You do in situ. Every other thing is done like a precast at the yard. So right inside the yard, you have beams as deep as 2.5 meters, almost the height of this room. Okay, being constructed in situ. Some are as huge as 32 tons. Some are as huge as 60 tons. So the quality assurance is non-negotiable.
Across Nigeria's landscape, that story is visibly in thousands of kilometers of track being laid, in bridges rising across valleys and waterways, and in the steady, unbroken rhythm of earthworks shaping the future of mobility.
For Kano Maradi, we have achieved about 60% now. 60% has been achieved for the rail track. While for the stations, the telecommunication equipment, I can say we're about 60%.
This is the National Railway Modernization Plan in motion, a bold and integrated blueprint designed to connect every region of the country, from its economic centers to its most distant corridors, stretching deep into the northern corridor. These projects are not just extensions of infrastructure, they are strategic economic lifelines. Together, they signal a clear shift in execution where continuity replaces abandonment, and projects are delivered as part of a unified national network. The scale of work underway is immense. From underpasses and overpasses to flyovers designed to ease urban crossings. From thousands of concrete sleepers produced daily to a system being built to global standards. And beyond infrastructure, the human impact is significant.
Even from construction stage, you'll be amazed to discover that the iron rod required for Kaduna, Zaria, Kano, they utilized over 500,000 tons of iron rod. 500,000 tons. That means somebody is selling the iron rods to them. He has made market. Am I right? Do you know that they are using almost double that, 900,000 tons for Kano Maradi? So somebody is supplying these irons. Am I correct? Apart from that, they have mobilized over 600 trucks, diesel, petrol, being supplied all the time. So there is direct benefit, there is indirect benefit, job creation. Recruitment becomes the order of the day.
So far, indices indicate that a total number of 4,922 of persons are under the direct employment of Messrs. China Civil Engineering Construction Corporation for the Kaduna-Kano Standard Gauge Railway, and over 8,482 employed directly by Motor Engil on the Kano Maradi Rail project. These are not temporary engagements, they are structured opportunities empowering engineers, technicians, artisans, and young graduates.
Assalamu alaikum. Sunana Abdullahi Ma'azu, Anwar Ma'azu, marabar tashar yari, Gimi da Boza. A matsayina na mai anguwan tashar yari. Hakikan mu wani abu mun ji daɗin shi na maganar sabuwar tashar railway da ake magana. Mun ji daɗinta kuma mun ga ci gaba. Sabila akwai yaranmu, akwai jikokinmu da suke aiki a gurin har a yanzu suna can ma suna aiki. An samu ci gaba ko saye da sayarwa gurin leburori da suke zuwa suke saye.
Mu ci gaba mun samu karuwa a gurin gwamnati.
Mun ji daɗin wannan aiki da ake mana hanyar jirgi wadda ta taso daga Kano zuwa Dutse. Ni zan ce ba ni da wata matsala tsakanin da su wa'annan ma'aikata na wannan kamfani wanda yake gudanar da wannan aiki, daga shi motor injin zuwa subcontract da aka bayar wanda suke aiki da, domin duk abin da ya faru sukan zo su gaya mun kuma nakan shiga, kuma su ma idan mutane na suna da matsala sukan gaya mun kuma nakan gaya musu kuma sukan ɗauki matakin da za a ɗauka. Don abin da zan iya cewa misali, akwai makaranta ta wacce hanya ta biyu wale administrative block da laboratory abin ya shafa, amma bisa jajircewarsu da taimakonsu da ma'aikatar ilimi ta jihar Jigawa aka zo abin da ba mu rasa ma an maida mana domin mun ba da new site kuma duk abin da yake na gini na wajen an ɗauka an kai can kuma an yi ƙari sannan kuma akalla ba kasar ba mutanen maɗaiɗaiku suna samun aikin da suke yi a ciki domin kaga wannan ma arziki ya karu sannan kuma akwai wanda suka kama gidajen haya.
To the south, the Warri-Itakpe Railway is already operational, serving as a critical freight and passenger corridor. Building on this, plans are advancing to extend the line from Itakpe to Abuja. This connection is pivotal because Abuja is already linked to Kaduna by rail. The integration of Itakpe into this axis will create a continuous corridor linking the south-south region directly to the northern heartland. In the southwest, the Lagos-Ibadan Standard Gauge Railway has emerged as a backbone of modern logistics. Under the current administration, freight operations from Lagos ports to the Moniya station in Ibadan has been successfully activated. This single development is transforming cargo movement, reducing congestion at the ports, lowering transportation costs, and improving supply chain efficiency across the region.
First port to Ibadan is completed. I was there, and we watched the train being loaded directly from the ship on the train, and it was moved to Ibadan to have a dry port in Ibadan. And the next phase is to pick up from where that one stopped at Ibadan to as far as Ilorin. Then we pick up from where Ilorin stopped to Mina. And from Mina, we move to Abuja. Don't forget, by that time, we will have completed Abuja to Kaduna, Kaduna to Zaria, Zaria to Kano, Kano to Katsina, Katsina to Maradi. So you can see that the entire stretch will have been completed.
To the east, another critical corridor is being revived. The Eastern Narrow Gauge Railway, stretching from Port Harcourt to Maiduguri, is undergoing comprehensive rehabilitation. Already, the Port Harcourt-Aba segment, spanning 62 kilometers, is fully operational. When fully completed, this eastern corridor will traverse 14 states, linking the south-south, southeast, and northern regions. It will serve not just as a railway line, but as a powerful engine for economic revitalization across multiple geopolitical zones. Admittedly, challenges persist. Issues of theft and security breaches have, at times, slowed progress.
I will not miss words on this. Security has become a major challenge in rail development in Nigeria. You see, Abuja to Kaduna is about 186 kilometers. Kaduna to Zaria is about 71 kilometers. Zaria to Kano is 132 kilometers. And Kano to Daura is 124 kilometers. Daura to Katsina, 33 kilometers. Katsina to Jibia, 44 kilometers. Each of these has security challenges, amazingly. These security challenges are positioned. I was there. We saw it. And it's real. Apart from the security, there is the safety component. All of them traceable to insecurity. You will recall recently of 2 trains that had head-on collision. Do you know why? Overnight, somebody actually stole the communication equipment, a component of it, and that disconnected the 2 of them. And they made effort to connect to each other, but they could not. That was the primary reason for that head-on collision. These things are expensive. So continual vandalization, theft, and threats to our people is becoming unbearable. It is totally unacceptable. Another aspect is the town planning authorities at various states. They should please desist from giving mining licenses to truck people that mine laterites. You will not believe that when I went to Kano-Dutse. Along the alignment, I saw a gully arising from mining of laterite along the alignment to the depth of over 10 meters and spanning over 100 meters. Where are we going to get the laterite to backfill? A lot of other challenges involved includes community relationship. I had to meet some traditional rulers in my last trip on this community relationship, to meet with them, to liaise with them, and appeal to them to cooperate with our workers.
Yet, the response has been firm and coordinated, ensuring that momentum is not lost. Today, Nigeria's rail transformation is no longer a distant ambition. To secure the future of rail, the federal government, with support of Messrs. China's Civil Engineering Construction Corporation, made a masterstroke and established the Federal University of Transportation, Daura. This is no ordinary university. Here, Nigeria is domesticating the manpower, the know-how, and the cutting-edge expertise needed to build, maintain, and master the railways of tomorrow. Vision of sustainability in Nigeria's railway sector extends far beyond theoretical learning. The federal government has shifted from being a mere consumer of technology to actively producing it, anchoring this commitment at the Kajola Wagon Assembly Plant in Ogun State. This facility serves as a powerhouse of local capacity, with the ability to manufacture 500 wagons annually, including open wagons, container flats, and box wagons. Kajola symbolizes the government's resolve to sustain the ongoing railway modernization project. Its tangible impact is evident on the tracks, where locally assembled wagons are already transporting vital cargo from Apapa ports to Monia in Ibadan and along the Lagos to Kano narrow gauge line.
Fast-moving trains will soon come. So if you join train here in Kano, in the next 3 years, I can assure you join train here in Kano, in 3 hours you are in Lagos. Most of you will not even go by air.
A bold new chapter is also unfolding as the federal government, in partnership with the DSADEL consortium, moves toward the commencement of a proposed $200 billion, 4,000-kilometer gas-powered high-speed rail project. Following approval, preparatory efforts are underway to deliver this transformative network, designed to connect major economic hubs including Lagos, Abuja, Kano, and Port Harcourt, further redefining Nigeria's rail infrastructure landscape. Momentum is building. Approval by the Federal Executive Council of $2.99 billion has been secured.
So I'm speaking about the fact that Council today approved the award of contracts for 3 transformative rail projects. One is the Lagos Green Line Rail Project Phase 1A. The second one is Kano State Metro City Rail Project. And the third one is Kaduna State Light Rail Project.
From the hard-working hands of today's local laborers to the thriving traders, secure youths, and efficient logistics of tomorrow, this integrated corridor embodies renewed hope. It is the federal government delivering on its promise: 1 kilometer, 1 job, 1 opportunity at a time. This is renewed hope on rails, and the journey has only just begun.